Brilliance Audio presents Dark Green, Bright Red by Gore Vidal. Performed by Tom Rivera. On the evening of the day of St. Rose of Lima, the revolution began. The conspirators met, ostensibly for coffee, in the family patio of General Jorge Alvarez Asturias' house in Tenango, second city of the Republic. The selection of St. Rose's Day, the 30th of August, was the general's inspiration. He had once been cured of an acute sinus condition by the relics of the rose, patron saint of Spanish America and the Indies. Of the conspirators, Peter Nelson, who lived in the house, was the first to arrive. He sat in the patio quite alone for some time, waiting for the others. Superficially, the day had been auspicious, clear and bright. The rainy season was ending, and the dusty, dry rays of autumn and winter, warm, glittering days, had begun. Time for tourists. Time for revolution. All in all, a perfect season to contemplate great deeds, to plot the ruin of the Republic's present government, which had ended some years before, and in the name of liberty, the benevolent 19 years' administration of General Alvarez. Brooding upon the day and its significance, Peter enjoyed the cool, dry weather, a characteristic of the high plateau where Tenango is situated, a mile above the two great oceans which break upon the bejungled and malarial beaches of the Republic. Strips of hot banana country framing on two sides, the plateau where most of the people live and work, producing coffee and sticky-eyed children, thus ensuring the future production of both, presumably forever. The general's house was at one end of Tenango, at the foot of what looked to Peter to be the largest volcano in the world, inactive for a century, he had been assured. On the other side of the house was the cup of the jungle-ringed town of Tenango, the residence of some 12,000 citizens, and several 100,000 ghosts of citizens deceased in earthquake, flood, and eruption, for Tenango had been a city since the 16th century and a capital for 200 years. A city in ancient days of 70,000 rich and industrious people who built cathedrals, large monasteries and convents, government buildings, palaces, and other useful structures for the spiritual and temporal guidance of 1 million or so Indians. A quiet, docile race of stocky brown men and slim little women with necks thick from carrying baskets on their heads. The Indians had accepted the conquistadores without undue fuss, becoming Catholic and ascribing to the Christian symbols all the faults and virtues of their tribal gods, thereby slighting neither faith and impressing all observers with their piety. Over the years, there had been a good deal of miscegenation, and now the people were somewhat paler than they had been before the 16th century invasion. Many drank Coca-Cola, and all took enormous quantities of aspirin. Before the Spanish, they had no music, no art, no literature, and they still have no music, no art, no literature, and here, thought Peter, sitting down on the edge of the fish pool at the center of the patio, I am. He put one hand in the water thoughtfully, half wondering if it was possible to catch a goldfish. Several brushed his hand in the cool, dirty brown water, gold glimmering in the black beneath green, floating bulb-rooted plants. Once, said Jose, when I was a kid, I caught a fish in there, but only once. You see the town today? Peter nodded and dried his hand on his khaki trousers. Explored the ruins. They had good engineers in those days.